What's up everybody, I'm Jesse Showalter, and in this video I want to talk about what tools I recommend for new designers. So if you're just getting started and wondering what tools you need to try and buy and learn and love, then this video is for you. All right, one of the first things I would recommend any designer to learn is how to use a photo editing software. We deal with photography a lot. You need to crop images, move images, recolor images, and you need to learn how to do some of that Photoshoppy type stuff. So I would recommend a photo editor of your choice. The three photo editors from cheapest to most expensive would probably be learning something like GIMP. GIMP is a free software for both Mac and PC. It can feel a little janky at times, but if you really need to get some work done and you don't want to pay anything for it, GIMP might be the solution for you. Next up on that list is Affinity Photo by Serif. They're kind of like the Photoshop competitor right now, except it's a one-time fee. There's no subscriptions. It's really, really powerful. They have it on the iPad and on the desktop for both Mac and PC, and it's really quality software. So if you're looking for something you can buy once, then maybe Affinity is for you. Lastly, it's the powerhouse, it's Photoshop. We all know it, we all love it, but not everybody wants to pay for it. But if you do pay for it, they're constantly coming out with amazing new features. Photoshop 2020 just came out, and it's so amazing. The things you can do with the Morph tool or the Warp tool, everything is just really, really good about it. On top of that, you have the ability to drag videos in and create animated GIFs out of it, do all your normal photo manipulation. It's the industry standard still. So if you're willing to pay, then Photoshop is good, but if not, check out the other two. All right, next up on the list, you probably want to have some sort of vector design tool in your back pocket. The first one that I'll talk about is the industry standard still to this day, and that is Adobe Illustrator. The ability to create logos and icons and artwork, and there's just so much you can do inside of Illustrator. Again, you got to pay for that Adobe Creative Cloud, that creative suite of tools, and you have to pay it on a subscription kind of basis. If that's not for you, then option number two might be the thing for you, and that's also by the company called Serif. They make a product called Affinity Designer. Vector editing tool, really, really powerful, has a lot of good things going for it. I don't have a ton of time to talk about it, but I did make some videos on all of its benefits and how to get started with it. So if you're interested in that one, check it out. One-time purchase, no subscription, really, really good. A vector editing tool. All right, next up is some sort of UI design tool for websites and applications and interfaces. That's a really popular form of design nowadays. And if you had to pick a tool, I would recommend one of these three. First up, you got Adobe XD. I know Adobe's coming up a lot on this list, but they're products specifically for designers, so it makes sense. The cool thing is Adobe XD is actually free right now. It's really, really powerful, has a lot of great features like prototyping, animation. They just introduced states, so you can create buttons and hovers and all sorts of really cool stuff. Components, they're building it out constantly. So I really enjoy Adobe XD, and if you are interested, you can check it out for free. Next up on the list is Figma. Figma is an awesome design tool that you can actually use in a freemium model for quite a long time before you need to upgrade to, I think it's a team model, and start paying for it. It allows you to do UI design with components and prototyping and some animation stuff and exporting and all that good stuff. What's really cool about Figma is the ability to work in real-time collaboration with other people. I really love commenting directly on the file and then resolving comments there. It's just a really great workflow all inside of Figma, and I really, really enjoy it. All right, last up on the list is the granddaddy of UI tools in my opinion, and that's Sketch for Mac. It is powerful, it's been around for a really long time, has a lot of great features. It is just doing a good job in general. It's still good to this day. You know, you might run into an issue if you are a PC user because it is, you know, Mac compatible product, so that might kind of bum you out, but the other two options are both Mac and PC, so you can check those out. You do have to pay for Sketch. There's no free way to use Sketch, but it is really, really good. So I have lots of tutorials on Sketch and Figma and Adobe XD. Check those out to figure out which one's right for you. All right, next category is you probably want to get yourself ingrained and start using some of the design community sites. There's three things that I would recommend you do. Number one is try to open a Dribbble account. Dribbble accounts are great for inspiration and collaboration and finding people to work with, and even building out a really quick portfolio. You can just use Dribbble for that. And so I really like Dribbble. I don't think it is the end all be all, but I do think it's pretty great. All right, next up is Behance, another really great place to share your work and your portfolio, also find inspiration. It also ties directly into Adobe Live, so they do like daily creative challenges there, and you can kind of connect your account and all that kind of cool stuff. So it's a place to really spend some time working on your designs and showing your designs and appreciating other people's designs. So I like that a lot. The last item I have on the list is to find some sort of design community. Most of these kind of fall into some sort of Slack community like the Design Social Club or the Designership, or there's a bunch of others. But getting yourself in a Slack group where you can talk design with other people, meet them, I think it's a beneficial thing as well. And most of them are free. All right, last up is gonna be admin and client-like tools. And so when you get started, you might be starting to work with clients or having people who wanna pay you. And so there's just some tools that administratively and work-wise would be beneficial for you to start using and getting your head wrapped around. Number one, love it, Google Calendars. It just allows you to schedule things, schedule meetings, plan your day, be effective and productive. I don't really have to talk about it a whole lot, do I? Because it's Google Calendar. Number two, I think it's always good to have some sort of note-taking app. You could try Google, you could try Dropbox, but I really prefer Notion. You do have to pay for it. I think it's like $2 or $3 a month, but for me, it's worth it. Just the flexibility of what I can do in Notion. I track my tasks, I write down notes, I take meetings, I share collaborative workspaces with people. It's just really nice in my opinion, so I like Notion. There's a lot of stuff online about how to use Notion, but I'll link some of those things down in the description. All right, you might also be looking for some sort of project management software so that you can, keep your client involved in what you're doing. And Basecamp actually has a free tier. Basecamp has been around for a long time, over a decade, I think, and they do have a paid tier, but you can do 3 projects on the free tier. And for most people starting out or doing any sort of like low-key freelance work, Basecamp with the free 3 projects is a really, really good place to do it. You can track tasks, you can talk to your clients, you can upload and download files there. It's just like a nice workspace where everything can kind of happen there. So maybe check out Basecamp. Well, that's it. Those are the tools that I recommend for new designers. Those are tools that I have used and a lot of tools that I continue to use to this day. So I hope you guys enjoyed the video. If you did, make sure to leave a thumbs up, subscribe to the channel. I do lots of videos about design and development and product reviews just like this one, so maybe stick around. If you have any questions, leave those down in the comments and check the description for links to everything that I mentioned today. Hope you guys are having an amazing week. Hope you're designing amazing things. Hope you're making amazing things. And I hope you're choosing the right tools that fit you. I'll see you in the next one.